Hi everyone, I wanted to give you an update today on this Finex cast iron skillet. If you've been following my channel, you know that I had to return a Finex skillet a few weeks ago because it had a warping, wobbling kind of situation, and this is just an update on that. But first, let me say a couple of words about the Finex USA as a company. They're a fine company. They have great customer service. They back their products. And what I have learned through my discussions with customer service is that they produce about 1,000 pieces of cookware per week. And on average, maybe just one piece is returned for a number of various reasons. So that's a good record. Now let's give it a little bit of a test here. My countertop is level. When I did the initial test, it was on a glass top stove with the old skillet. But let's just go around all of the sides. Nothing. So this pan is a replacement for the one that I returned. The Finex customer service was very good on providing me a replacement, and I was at first very pleased with it. But after several uses, I realized that the pan was once again unstable. It was wobbling. You could take the handle and just easily spin it around on the glass top stove, and it was cooking uneven. When you put oil in it, you could see that the oil kind of drifted over to one side of the pan and left the other side of the pan dry. So after a couple of days of testing, it finally hit me that the pan was only warped when it was hot. When it was cold, it was great. It would sit on the stove completely flat. It would sit on the countertop completely flat. But once it got warmed up, that's when you could just push on the end of the pan and it would just wobble and you're easily spin around on the stove top. When the pan is cold, it sits flat. It's fairly stable. This is a slippery surface, but it is stable. And it doesn't wobble. So let me heat up the pan and we'll see the difference. Okay, the pan has not been moved. It's been on medium heat for about a minute and a half. I think you can see the pan move, and with the lightest bit of effort, one finger, the pan just will spin, will just twist right around, indicating that it is not sitting flat on the surface. And I believe the longer I heat it, the more pronounced this wobble will become. So with this episode pretty much behind me now, I really started thinking about this whole thing about cookware. You know, Finex products are more than cookware. They're really making a food statement. When you bring a beautiful pan like this out, with a lid like this, it cooks, but it's more than that. It's beautiful. It's almost a work of art. After all, a good piece of cookware costs maybe $30. So why do people like me pay 8 to 10 times more for a piece of cast iron? Well, that's a question that we all have to answer for ourselves. My needs may be different from your needs, but in my case, at least on my budget, when I purchase a piece of cast iron at more than $30, I really expect it to be near perfect. I don't expect to have to return it. It's simple to say that maybe back in the days of our grandparents, a piece of cast iron was something you picked up at the general store and you just grabbed it off the shelf, paid your $1.50 for it, and you're good to go, and you cooked with that the rest of your life, and you pass that on to your children and your children's children, and it really can become an heirloom. So we today buy this cast iron, I think, more for the functionality than we do for the aspect of it ever becoming an heirloom. Now, this beautiful cast iron from Finex, I think part of their strategy there, and I'm just speaking from my, thoughts, is that they are producing heirlooms. They are producing a product that they expect to be passed down from generation to generation. And it's much more of a product than what you can buy at a big box store for $20 or $25. So my bottom line is understand your needs. Understand what functionality you need in cast iron. So think about your cast iron in terms of how you're going to use it and store it, season it, and the excellent cooking that you'll get out of it, because I'm know hands down that everyone watching this video understands that food cooked in a piece of cast iron has so much more flavor than something cooked on a piece of Teflon or copper or anything else. So I'm going to put a link to the initial video that I did on Finex cast iron customer service #1, and I still do believe their customer service is #1, but I'll put a link in the comments below so you can go back and watch that if you haven't already done so. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you get notices of future videos. And until next time, thanks for watching.